Hi, Scorpio. This reading is for Scorpio sun signs and for Scorpio risings. And I am super excited because I know a lot of Scorpios and I love you very much. So, Scorpio, it's my honor to do this reading for you. If you're a Scorpio sun, I want you to think of this reading more as an archetypal reading for the tribe of Scorpio. And if you're a Scorpio rising, then this is going to be actually a little more specific for your placements in your life, for the areas of your life that I'm reading for. So if you are a Scorpio sun, I also suggest you listen to your rising sign because you're going to get another layer of discernment from that. So Scorpio, I have 7 different transits I want to share with you to bring to your attention. The first one was the Virgo full moon last weekend. That was actually in February, but the lesson that we learned from that moon is really, really important as we move forward through the month. So, this moon showed up actually in your 11th house if you're a Scorpio rising. And that 11th house is where you're going to look for your pearl of great price. The pearl of great price is the thing that you know that the squeeze is worth the juice. I imagine that last weekend you may have experienced something where you realized there are some things in life that are really, really difficult. There are conversations, there are confrontations, there are commitments, there are things in life that are so uncomfortable, but you're willing to deal with that discomfort, because the juice that you get from that squeeze is worth every single drop. And this is Virgo energy. Virgo energy, just to give you a heads up, has to do with your sovereignty. Scorpio, of all the signs, I believe you know how important it is for humans to show up congruent with themselves. You can see straight through all of the bullshit. You can see straight through the masks. You can see straight through all of the acts and roles that we play that are contrary to our true nature. And you're not immune to this. Even though you can see it, there are probably some behaviors or some belief forms or roles that you play in order to, perhaps, uh, well, I'm not exactly sure what specifically you value. If you're trying to keep the peace, if you're trying to keep your privacy, if you're trying to keep parts of you, like, you wouldn't like it if people could see straight through you the way that you can see through them. So there could be different ways that you behave to try and, you know, not be seen in these ways, as because you have a tendency to be a bit private, right? So the pearl that you would have become aware of last weekend would have been very painful if there's a lot of layers between your absolute congruent reality and all the roles you've been playing in your life. And the squeeze is you actually bringing that congruent self all the way to the surface and behaving from there. Even if you haven't started behaving from there, you're about to, because Mars is about to move into Gemini. And as Mars does that, it's going to move into your 8th house. So Mars has been actually, as it moved through Taurus, it was breaking up all of the soil in your relationships. It was busting things open. Imagine that the soil of your relationship was like packed dirt, packed mud that was super, super hard. And so there would have been events that happened in the last couple of months that would have been like a bull pulling a metal mechanism through the soil, cracking up all of that dense mud. And as it cracked it up, it started to till the soil and till the soil. And then what do you do with soil after you break it up? You add fertilizer, you add the manure, you add the organic material from all the waste products from the previous times. So this is an opportunity for you to take all of the parts of you that have died over the last year, all of the wisdom that you've cultivated from all the pain you've ever experienced, and put that into the soil that's now been tilled. This is such an important time to actually take an active role and to double down on on cultivating the life you truly value. So Mars did that in your relationship house. And now Mars is moving into your intimacy house. So shit's about to get real, Scorpio. Like, you're all about real. So I think you can handle it. But I want you to know that intimacy, Scorpio essentially rules the eighth house. You long for true soul intimacy. You long to be fully seen and to see others. Of course you want to choose who the hell that person is. You're not interested in like everyone seeing you. You only want that to happen in an intimate setting. And definitely have your like checklist of like who you're going to let in. And I would suggest that over the last couple of months, you know who you want to let in. And now it's time to practice what you preach. When Mars moves through Gemini, every single action and decision you make is planting a seed for your future. Every hell yes is a seed planted, and every hell no is a weed pulled. So it's more important than ever for you to allow yourself to be seen in your preferences for hell yes and hell no. You've got to stand up. You've got to say yes and no. You've got to have those hard conversations and let that absolutely transform the way that you show up intimately with yourself, with your life, with the legacy you leave, with the people that you love, with your entire future. It's your future depends on it. So that's big, big, big. And Mars will be moving through this period for a couple of months. So you're not going to be able to escape. You're not going to be able to get away. It's time to face it now. And this will bring you so much amazing fruit. It'll bring you all the experiences you've ever longed for. So trust yourself, trust your soul, and trust your preferences. Trust, have faith. Next, let's look at how Pisces shows up for you. Pisces season actually shows up for you in your fifth house. This is meant to be a time where you are able to have compassion for every single part of you, all of your joy, all your pleasure, all of the things that you would want to do for fun. The fifth house rules how you actually enjoy your life, the things that make you laugh, the things like personal pleasure, all of these things. And on the 13th of March, we're having a new moon in this area for you. And it's time for you to plant seeds for more joy, and for whatever brings you joy, for that to be acceptable. It is okay for you to want more joy in your life. And right after, on the 15th, Mercury will move through that house and say, and this is how you're going to get it. You're probably going to get invitations. You're probably going to get inspirations. You're going to get opportunities. I would say, if it feels like a hell yes, do it. Absolutely. This is not a time to like poo-poo opportunities and deny yourself these pleasures, even if it's just an invitation to read a new book. I mean, it could be anything. So next, the reason why this is so important that you're saying yes to all this joy is because when the Sun and Venus move into Aries on the 20th and 21st, they're moving into your sixth house. And this sixth house is bringing you a high level of sovereignty and independence. It's bringing you into a completion period. And you might not have felt the calling and the urge for this in your life ever the way that you do right now. This energy is going to feel, it's like where the completion of your sovereign temple is going to feel like your highest priority. And I would just suggest that everything that I said before this moment was actually stacking up to enable you to feel like you're absolutely in your integrity, in your congruence, and you're making these decisions with love for all that is, for the entire world, for yourself and for others. That when you're fully aligned with who you are and you're making those decisions for yourself, it serves the greatest good for all involved. The sixth house is actually the house where we serve by us just being who we truly are. And so I just want you to be aware of that there's no need for you to hide anymore. That you being yourself and fully being seen and shining is actually service to all the people who love you very much. And finally, at the end of the month, we have a full moon in Libra, and this shows up in your 12th house. This full moon in Libra may actually feel a little bit like something is dying. It could actually feel like a way of being in relationship is over. Like you could reinvent, it could be a reflection that you have shown up in a relationship a certain way for your whole life. And now you're seeing how you could show up even more fully, how you could show up and have a completely different type of relationship with your life, with yourself, with the people you love. I mean, all of these themes, I'm saying like the same things over and over for you, Scorpio. So, gosh, I just feel like it's a really, really transformational month for you. And I would love to hear how this unfolds for you. That's the astrology, but I want to also pull an archetypes card for you so that you have something in your back pocket to sort of guide you. And I have like 2 cards that want to come out. Okay. We've got the animal. I just want to see what the other one was. Aletheia. Oh, both of them are really good. Maybe I'll read them both for you. Okay. Aletheia is the truth, and the animal, well, we're going to read them both. In fact, in some ways they're about the same, but I'm going to read them both for you. Both of them wanted to come out. The way I know is that they like feel super loose and they kind of feel like they're going to slip out. And that's how I know that it's the card I need to pull. So I'm going to read Aletheia first, and then I'll read the animal. Bear with me for a second. It's all the way in the back. It's like the final, it's not the last card, but okay, Aletheia. Truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all of the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. Requires us to step toward an act of truth. That's like Mars and Gemini, planting seeds of hell yes. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. Picasso said, "We all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth, at least the truth that is given to us to understand. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practice seeing truth as a vibration." Beautiful. And then we have 19, the animal. 19 is my favorite number. I'm not familiar with this card, so let's see. The animal, the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype, we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine, the life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a lion. Whew, I like that a lot. Notice your resistance to the animal within. Where does it come from? Where has it kept you from doing? Or what has it kept you? No, what has it kept you from doing, wild one? The animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express, and celebrate the physical body, you tap into animal energy. All right, Scorpio. I love you very much, and I am wishing you the most incredible March. Please like this video, leave a comment if you feel compelled to, share this video with other Scorpios, and please subscribe to my channel. I am actually making a concerted effort to grow this message and to grow my flavor of astrology. So your subscription will really help me to get to that. And I'll be making videos consistently for the next unforeseeable future, and I would love to keep track of you in the sense, like to continue hearing your story. So please see me next time, and I'm looking forward to hearing back. Bye, Scorpio.